Hey everybody, today is about your intuition. What is it? I used to think it was an awareness, a knowing, a thought, something that was outside myself. We're taught to follow our intuition. We're taught to look for our intuition, to listen to our intuition, to allow our intuition to guide us. But nobody really tells me what is my intuition. So, what I know now is your intuition is you. You are your intuition. What does that have to do with fifth dimension moving into sixth dimension? Well, I'll tell you what that has to do with that. When you move from fifth to sixth dimension, you're recognizing that intuition is the trust, the faith, and the love you have for the process of your soul path. You don't look for your intuition out there. You know it is you. It is not just inside of you. It is you. It is your soul. So when you do things, you've heard this. You all of a sudden think about you're a good friend and they call you a couple minutes later, or you have the idea instead of a normal way to work, you go a different way to work and it takes a few minutes longer, but then you realize later in the day that there was an accident the other way for work, and that something told you, don't go that way, go the other way. So you don't question it, you just do it. So what fifth and sixth dimension is about, finding that intuition, knowing that intuition, and trusting it, having faith in it, and loving it for the process that it is. Again, you don't question it. It just happens. And you might even say to yourself, I don't know why I'm doing this, but there must be something good happen at the end of this road. So you make fun with it. You make a goal with your intuition. You start to become your intuition. I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me recently, which said it's time to do this video about intuition. So it was about 6 months ago, and I was looking at flights to New York City from West Palm Beach, where I am now, but I was in Seattle when I was doing this. And I don't like to book travel too far in advance because I never know where I'm going to be. But for some reason, I started looking at flights around Christmas time to New York City from West Palm Beach. And I got a really great flight for $160. And I'm like, that's unheard of, like nonstop around Christmas, leaving before Christmas, coming back after New Year's. It was a perfect time. So I texted my daughter and I said, hey, what do you got? What's planned for Christmas? And she's like, what do you have? And I said, I got a great flight. And she's like, come on up. So I booked it. And after I booked it, I was like, wow, that was weird, Donna. You never book anything that far in advance. There must be a reason. And then I let it go. So about 3 months later, I start looking at things. What are we going to do when I'm in New York for? Because it'll be my birthday the day after Christmas, and we're going to do a few shows. So I start looking at things I want to do, maybe like a salt room or a massage or something like that. And I found a float place in those float tanks. And it was about a 20-minute walk from my daughter's apartment. So I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And she's like, okay, I'll do that with you. So I said, I want to do that on my birthday. She said, okay, I'll do that with you. So for some reason, I'm not questioning it, but I see that the website has a deal for 3 floats, a 3-float card for a minimal amount of money. So I booked it. I booked a gift certificate for 3 floats. And my daughter's like, Mom, how are you going to be able to do 3 floats? You're only here for like 2 weeks. And I said, I don't know, honey. I know I couldn't afford that, but I did it. So there must be a reason. I don't know why I did it. I just did it. So I'm moving into 6th dimension by just honoring that I did something. My intuition didn't do it. I did it. My soul did it. I was that much in touch with to do it without even questioning it until afterwards. I was like, wow, that was kind of weird of me. So, hindsight being 2020, I'm like, I never do that. I wonder why I did that. And then I let it go. And I go to New York, have this great flight into the city, and I book the first session for my birthday the day after Christmas. And we start walking there, my daughter and I. It's about a 20-minute walk. And we go to the float. It was okay. It wasn't great for me. But we hang around in the lobby a little bit after, and I'm drinking a cup of tea, and I'm looking out the window, and across the street, there is this etched window of, it looked like a saint, a picture of a saint. And underneath it were the words, Saint Francis Cabrini. And I looked at my daughter and I went, Cabrini, didn't I have a spirit guide come through about a year and a half ago at one of Hoyt's spirit card events. Didn't I have a spirit called Mother Cabrini? And she's like, I think you did. So it's a year and a half later. And when I got that spirit guide from Reverend Hoyt, Mother Cabrini, I Googled it. I didn't really know much about her and I kind of just let it go. But it's a year and a half later now. And I'm seeing from the float place that I was at across the street this etched window with St. Francis Cabrini. I'm like, is that the Mother Cabrini? So, of course, I go home and I start Googling more. And sure enough, 20 minutes from my daughter's house in Brooklyn, there is a Mother Cabrini park. And whatever that building was, I still haven't to this day figured it out because it was a boarded off building. It used to be a funeral home. And it just had the etched window. It was an etched window, glass window of Mother Cabrini. So now there's a park. So I'm like, okay, I guess Mother Cabrini allowed me to be my intuition and come to New York during this time and go to this float place on the exact day that I would see this etched window of Mother Cabrini. So now I'm going to walk to the park. So my daughter goes to work one day and I said, I'm going to take a walk. It's 25 minutes away, about 5 minutes down the road from the float place. So I start walking, 20 minutes, it's cold. I start walking and I start talking to Mother Cabrini. Okay, I hear you. I'm on my way to see your park. What do I need to know from you? So I'm trusting the process. I have faith and I have love for the process now. I've worked with enough spirit guides to know to just let it go. So I'm walking down the street and she comes and she says to me, I am going to open your heart. And I said, great. Who wouldn't want your heart open even more than hopefully it already is? She said, okay, but I'm not just going to open it. I'm going to reach in there and grab all the things that are left buried and I'm going to pull them out for you. And I said, again, great, not scary. I trusted the process and I walked along and she did what she did. And for the first time after that happened, then immediately after she did that, I have had this pain in my back and in my arm for a while now, some nerve stuff going on back there. And I didn't feel it. I was pain-free for about an hour. So I go to the park, listed as Mother Cabrini Park, and I sat down. I took a bunch of pictures. I'm going to write a blog on this. I'll post it down there later. Took a bunch of pictures, and I just kind of sat there with that presence of Mother Cabrini, and we bonded, and I got some extra energy from her. And then I walked home. Now the pain came back, the sensation came back, but for that hour, I was pain-free. She let me see that it's possible to be pain-free, to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep being my intuition. I trusted, I had faith, and I love the process of my soul. So, you are your intuition. Don't doubt it, have trust in it. Don't question it. Move into that sixth dimension from fifth dimension, that seamless moments, seamless present moments from moment to moment. And your life is just a moment of moments, a bunch of moments strung together. Seamless moments, though, where you don't stress over the last one. You don't worry about the past. You think only in the present moment. Cool, huh? Your intuition. You are your intuition. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to look for it. You already are it. Catch you next time. I look forward to hearing your comments and sharing and your likes. And my book is still out. The Universe Wants You to Remember. I'll put a link down there. Appreciate you purchasing that, making a little 5-star review if it resonated with you, making a comment, sharing it on your social media. That would be fabulous. Thank you so much. Second book is coming out shortly, and it's called The Universe Wrote You a Poem, Evolution for Your Soul. Okay, guys, great talking to you, and thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next video. Bye now.